Hello there, kia ora. Hey, I've had a lot of people bring this to my attention in the last 24 hours. The outgoing Kaipara Mayor, Craig Jepson, has called an emergency meeting for behind closed doors to approve a complaint and request an investigation into the conduct of the local election in both the Kaipara District and Northland Regional Council Māori Ward referendum. A lot of the commentary I've had has been around how this doesn't bode well for the mayor's hand-picked successor, Jonathan Larson, who has a razor-thin lead in the preliminary account. There's just 5 votes between Larson and Snow Tane, who's a local kaumatua. There's 31 votes between the top 3 contenders in the area, and that's before special votes have been counted. In the lead up to the election, there was actually a lot of chatter from Voices for Freedom linked candidates in their Telegram chats about the possibility of a conspiracy that the system has to be flawed or rigged if they lose. The ones who won didn't seem to think it was rigged afterwards for some reason. Weird. And if that sounds familiar, that's because that's the exact approach Donald Trump took into the 2016 and 2020 and 2024 presidential elections, that if they don't win, the system has to be rigged. And that narrative of a stolen election led to the January 6th insurrection. And if there's one thing that the outgoing mayor of Kaipara is known for, it's his love of conspiracies and belief in them, and his anti-Māori stance and his love of US politics. Okay, that's like 4 things, but he did describe himself as the Trump of Northland, so cool. But all of that feeds into the ominous belief that this impromptu meeting is a way to delegitimize the election. And it may be based on the timing. On Friday, the returning officer is set to announce the final results of the election and sign a declaration confirming them. To get these results, first every vote is scanned and counted on arrival to the counting place. If there's any debate on individual votes, they're double-checked twice by 2 different groups of people before deciding on what the voter choice is or completely discounting the vote. Then on the Friday and Saturday votes, they get added in as well, and that's how we get our preliminary results. Then every vote is recounted again, and scrutineers are on site for the whole process to watch this all. And on top of that, those special votes are added in, and that's how we get our final tallies. It's really thorough. But candidates can request recounts if the vote is really close, or they can lodge a complaint about the process with the district court. That complaint has to be lodged within a week of the results, and with those out on Friday, they automatically lose about 3 days because of Friday and the weekend to be able to do that. And by signaling the intent to lodge a complaint, well, that means that the results probably won't be certified on the day that they come out. The district court has then 21 days to decide if there is a basis for a complaint to be investigated, and if that happens, they can then launch that investigation. And while that happens, the results can't be certified, which means the outgoing council remains in place as a caretaker governance body until the court reports back its findings. Then, if the applicant doesn't like the district court outcome and they think that they've got cause to be able to do so, they can take that to the High Court and do the whole thing again. It's a process that can delay the results for a couple of months in theory, and so far this is the only council that has even considered such a move. It's incredibly rare because, well, honestly, we just have some of the most robust electoral systems in the world. We've had knife-edge results before, but we've never had anybody go to court to argue for everything to be thrown out. It reeks of desperation. The sort of desperation, actually, that gets fed by rhetoric like this from local hard-right AstroTurf group Democracy Northland. A group a number of Kaipara councillors and candidates have been supported by in their campaign, with print media telling voters who to support. They will continue their fight against Māori representation, and online media vilifying anything that opposes them. There may have been some financial support as well, but honestly that won't be made public until later. They don't have to declare who it is that's given the money before an election. So it's highly unusual what is happening in Kaipara. It smells like it's dodgy because it's been rushed. It's behind closed doors, it mimics dodgy actions that led to real violence overseas, and it's being instigated by someone who is known to act behind closed doors to find ways to justify his own beliefs. The meeting itself is closed to the public, but I expect that there's going to be protests nearby. It's concerning when our elected officials are so worried about the results of an election that they're going to fight tooth and nail to stop allowing the will of voters to be heard, and people should be really concerned about this. Hey, thanks for sticking around till the end of the video. While you're here, why not hit that like button or share the video or even subscribe to the channel. You could even become a paid YouTube member so you can see things released in advance, you get access to some exclusive content, and like all these awesome people, you get to have your name at the end of the credits as well.